Hollywood producers and directors, they have to know the Bible. So in order for them to know the Bible, they make their movies based upon biblical prophecy.
Right.
All right, go ahead. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side, according to chariots are coming over America, because what happened? The so-called white man, the Pilgrims, and the so-called founding fathers, they raped, robbed, and murdered and stole this land from the Native American Indians. All right, you know, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off. In fact, aren't they saying, God we trust? America's supposed to be a Christian country, but they let two men get married. They let two women get married. They let pedophiles run around loose. All right, go ahead. You got a pedophile candidate now, Joe Biden. All right, go ahead. Shall be cut off. As on that side, according to chariots come in, they gonna cut off the thief, him that sweareth falsely, and all the evil people. All right, come on. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. And we got admitted, Wolfgang, your people, the so-called white race, they've been the biggest thieves on the earth.
That's right.
All right, come on. And into the house of him that sweareth false, and America swears falsely. They're saying, God we trust, but they don't keep not one law of this Bible. They really trust in Satan. That's their true God. Good. That falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of the house. It's going to remain. Them chariots going to come, and they're going to remain in the midst of America. Good. And shall consume it. It's going to consume this society. Good. With the timber thereof and the stones thereof. All these buildings, the timber and the stones, the chariots are coming to destroy that. Good. Then the angel that talked with me on that. What you got? Right, you got a book here called Above Top Secret, the Worldwide UFO Cover-Up. All right, it said by Timothy Gold. All right, we got movies like Fire in the Sky. You got all these documents, man. And the white man just don't make this stuff up. This stuff is real. All right, read what you got, brother.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of God are 20,000.
Listen, the chariots of God are 20,000.
Even thousands of angels.
Even thousands upon angels. All right. So the Lord have many chariots. That's why you have the UFO sightings, and it's a cover-up. How many of y'all know that the National Security Agency, the NSA, was created because in the mid-1900s, America was overwhelmed with UFO activity. They try to make it seem like the NSA was to protect people domestically. No, they had to investigate all the UFO activity that was happening in the mid-1900s. That's why they made that movie War of the Worlds, back then with Orson Welles. And when you look at the color version of that movie, they got a black image of Christ on a glass in the church. When you look at the color version, that's where they made all that. Do your research. You can get that book, Behold the Pale Horse by William J. Cooper, and he tell you in that book the NSA was created to investigate UFO activity because America was overwhelmed in the mid-1900s with UFO activity. Come on.
Even thousands of angels.
Come on.
The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place.
The Lord said the Lord is among them as Sinai in the holy place. Give me Acts 1 and 9.
And Revelation 1 and 7.
All right, we're going to close it out on those. Acts 1 and 9 and Revelation 1 and 7. All right, so the UFOs, the chariots are real. Do your own research, man. All right, do your own research. And the UFO sightings have escalated this year, man.
That's right.
In 2020, with all this prophecy going on, the sightings, it's like a household name. Remember, they came on NBC a couple of months ago, and the Navy was like, they went to the Senate and said, we can't deny this footage, man. What are you going to do about this? The Navy intelligence had footage from the submarines and stuff, and they went to the Senate, and they said, what are we going to do about all this UFO? We got it on film. You guys can't deny it. We got it on film. The government got it on film. The military got it on film. See that? And they said to the Senate, what are we going to do about all this UFO activity? It's nothing we can do. We can't hide it now because we got footage of it ourselves. And the Senate gave up the ghost. All right, I'll tell the American public anything. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with the cloud.
He is Hamashiach Yahweh. No, I want Acts first. Hold Revelation 1. Give me Acts first. Read.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 1, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up.
This is Yahweh Shai when this is Christ, when he resurrected and before the angels came to take him up. All right, go ahead.
he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
When it said Yahushua was taken up and a cloud received him out of his sight, meaning a UFO. All right, come on.
And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner.
The same way Christ the Messiah was taken up into heaven on the chariots, that's how he's coming back. He's coming back with the angels and the so-called UFOs, the chariots of the Most High. Turn around, Yerushua. He's coming back on those chariots right there. That's how he left, and that's how he's gonna make his second coming.
That's right.
All right. Acts 1:7. Hold on.
It's the book of Revelation.
Revelation 1:7. Good.
Chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
It said he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. Come on.
And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
God said all kindreds of the earth are going to wail because when they see the return of Christ, some of them going to be tears of joy, some of them going to be tears of grief. All right, come on.
Even so, amen.
Say even so, amen. That's how Christ coming back with the angels and the chariots of the Most High.
That's right.
All right, he coming with clouds. And it tell you in Psalms 104 that he maketh the clouds his chariot. All right, read what you got.
Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 15. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a barrel, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Right, like when you see the chariots, they show you that in the movie sometimes.
It'll be like a wheel, and then in the middle of the chariot, it'll be circling around. It'll be like a wheel within the middle of a wheel. You see that? You see them depict the so-called UFOs and chariots a lot of times like that in movies. And even when they make their appearance, it looks like a wheel within a wheel. Ezekiel, when you read Ezekiel, the whole first chapter, he was describing interacting with a chariot and the angels.
That's right.
Go right, Ezekiel, the first chapter. Good.
Last precept. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
Come on.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
The reason why it says the strangeness of their salvation, Wolfgang, because people think what? You crazy if you talk about UFOs. That's why it's going to look strange to a lot of people, because they say, oh, you guys talking about UFOs, you guys are bugged out. So everybody going to look at the strangeness of the Israelite salvation. They're going to say, them chariots, them UFOs they talked about, look, they're actually going up on them. All right, come on.
So far beyond all that they look for.
So far beyond that people look, oh, the Negro, the black man, the Hispanic, he just some Negro on the corner. He ain't going nowhere. But when he see the men of the Lord actually being beamed up on the chariots, they're going to look at the strangers of our salvation.
Right.
All right, and they're going to be confounded. Because they're going to say the little Negro that I thought was nothing is going up with the Heavenly Father and his angels.
Right.
All right, come on.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit.
That's it on that. Give me Revelation 11 and 12. Revelation 11 and 12. And give me Psalms 104 and 3. He maketh the clouds his chariots. All right, and that'll be the last two. All right, and that'll be the last two. Wolfgang asked some good questions, man. Good question, Wolfgang. All right, go ahead.
Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, Come up hither.
The angel said, come up hither. Go ahead.
And they ascended up to the heaven in a cloud.
They ascended up to the heavens in a cloud. Go ahead.
And their enemies beheld them.
Their enemies beheld them. We're going to go up on these clouds, these UFOs, and our enemies, they're going to watch us be delivered by the Most High. Come on.
And the same hour was there a great earthquake.
So while the UFOs come to deliver the Israelites, there's going to be nuclear destruction on the earth. That's going to be that great earthquake. Like Isaiah said, the earth is going to reel to and fro. All right, come on.
And the 10th part of the city fell.
Come on.
And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000.
7,000 just represents completion. Many, many men are going to die in the nuclear destruction.
Yes.
All right, Psalms, you got it? Psalms, who got it?
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 3.
Yeah.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters.
Come on.
Who made maketh the clouds his chariot.
Maketh the clouds his chariots, right? It said what? The chariots are the clouds, the chariots are in the Most High's clouds. That's why even a lot of the movies, they'll show the cloud and then they'll show the chariot coming out of the cloud. All right, that's how the scriptures is describing it. So it said he maketh the clouds his chariots. All right, and it said we're going to be taken up in a cloud and our enemies are going to be held. The Yahweh Shah and the angels going to say, come up hither. All right, beam me up, Scotty. All right, but beam me up, Yahweh Shah. All right, kind. Like Craig Mack in the Flavor of Your Ear video. Right, we was being beamed up. You know what I'm saying? He was standing over and the chariot of light came down on him. He was being beamed up. That's all spiritual, man. All right, so that's how the Israelites are going to get up out of here. Right. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. So does that answer your question, Wolfgang?
Yeah, that's the rapture.
Yeah, the so-called rapture. The word rapture just means to be caught up. So where are we going to be caught up? On a UFO. Right? The word rapture is not in the scriptures. It just means caught up. You read the words caught up in 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, verses 13 through 18. So that's what the word rapture just means, to be caught up. So in that sense, yes, that's the rapture, but it's not, man is not going to come back down on the earth, and it's going to be 7 years of tribulation. Once that rapture, once we caught up with the angels of the Most High, we up out of Babylon, America going to be hit with nuclear destruction, and the Israelites are going to be delivered and rule the world forever and ever. Amen. Right, good. And that's how we going to get up out of here. That was the last one, but go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Psalms 91 and 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou see and behold, and see the reward of the wicked.
That's not only with our eyes, we're going to be bigged up, look down, and see America burnt with nuclear fire. That's right. Say bye. Shema Mashiach Yimshai. We got delivered from that. We're going to be looking down like, thank you, Most High. The water that you brought me up out of that, you're going to see all kinds of flesh melting and everything. Right. Good? Good. Bye. Shema Mashiach Yimshai.